Or from UN Chief, the sky is falling, literally, in Sudan. TLDR. UN top dog António Guterres gives a big nope to the recent airstrike in Sudan that sent at least 22 folks packing to the afterlife. Meanwhile, the local military factions continue their 12-week throwdown, and the blood-soaked dance floor of Darfur leaves us all questioning, just how long can the world keep scrolling? Story. If you're anywhere near a screen, you've probably caught wind of the dust-up in Sudan that's racking up its 12th week, and not in a good way. Now, if you've been living under a literal rock, let me hit you with the 411. There's been an airstrike in western Omdurman city, and the death count sitting at a grim 22. Now, UN Secretary-General António Guterres, aka the big gun of global diplomacy, isn't sitting quiet on this one. In a statement as fiery as a morning espresso shot, Guterres slammed the event with a resounding condemnation. The man's got his wires crossed, and he's sending out a loud and clear "can you not?" to the Sudanese army. But the question is, will they listen? Farhan Ha, the second mic to the Secretary-General, followed Guterres' shout-out with a statement of his own. And oh boy, the news ain't good, folks. Reports are trickling in of widespread violence in Sudan's Darfur region. Now, we're not talking about a little tiff at the local pub. We're talking big-scale, real-deal kind of bedlam. Hack's reaction. A big, fat yikes. Sudan is turning into a live-action horror show, and the world is left clutching its popcorn. We've got military factions throwing punches like it's the last round, and the civilian casualty counter isn't stopping anytime soon. As the scorecard lights up with red, the world watches, and Guterres is left screaming into the void. Will his calls for peace hit a home run, or is he just spitting in the wind? But hey, here's where the rubber meets the road. It's easy to sit back, scroll through the chaos and tap a sad face emoji. But as we watch another war unfold on our screens, it's worth asking ourselves, when does the spectatorship stop and action begin? Now, let's be real. This isn't about picking sides or pointing fingers. This is about human lives, about 22 people who were here yesterday and are not today. And it's about the countless others whose names we'll never know, caught in the crossfire of someone else's fight. And you, dear reader, what's your take? Do we watch the world burn while the clock ticks away, or do we find a way to turn back the hands of time? Disclaimer. This article does not endorse or suggest any form of action or intervention in the ongoing conflict in Sudan. It is solely intended for informational purposes and does not provide any form of advice or recommendations. Always seek the advice of appropriate professionals or institutions with any questions or concerns.